For the first time since the netherite tools, since the crossbow, since the trident, it has been years. Literally, it looks like a frying pan. This is the mace. Minecraft's newest weapon. I never thought I would be saying that, especially for 1.21. We'll get back to what it does in a second. This is the heavy core. It sounds like the Half-Life crowbar sound. I love it. This can be found within trial chambers. The trial vault loot has been tweaked slightly, and this has a chance to come out of it. Another thing that was added today is the breeze rod. Yeah. So now, breezes drop rods. Just like the blaze, they drop rods now. Oh, inconsistency. Mojang, fix this now. The breeze rod drops from the breeze, and it might drop from the vault. I'm not entirely sure, but it can be crafted into wind charges. Hopefully, this is the start of more ways to get the wind charges and more reliable ways to get the wind charges so that they can be used in survival. Also, before we go any further, I have a suggestion. I've been thinking about this a little bit the last few days. May I suggest a new way to get breezes? Since they are meant to be a counterpart to the blaze, what if we made it so that the blaze could actually be converted like zombies into drowns? My thought, and hear me out, I know that their wind is that we use powder snow. Say you have a blaze, and if it goes into powder snow, freeze, take damage, and get converted into a breeze. But that way there would be more consistent ways to be able to get them and the wind charges, since the wind charges are so cool. But this is where the mace comes in. These two new additions can be combined together, just like this, one and the other, to get the mace. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Don't you like my redstone? This is awesome. Now, the mace is a very special weapon. The way it stands currently, you can't enchant it. And that is something I think should be changed. The crossbow and the trident both have unique ways of using them, enchantments included. And at the moment, the only way to repair it, since you can't put unbreaking and mending on it, is to use a breeze rod and an anvil in order to repair it. Just like that. To be honest, I don't think that's a good idea. I will share my propaganda about this later, but right now, let's talk about how cool it is. Because despite being kind of weird, like I'll explain later, it actually does have a lot of cool abilities. So just like any other melee weapon, it does damage, and it does 7 by default. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the same as a diamond sword. It's exactly the same as a diamond sword right now, but it has a special ability up its sleeve. Like I said, it hits normally. That is true, but dropping down from a few blocks will launch everything around the entity you hit up into the air and do extra damage from the fall damage that you would have taken. What I mean by that is that in survival, if you drop from a distance and hit something with this, it'll calculate that fall damage into melee damage. I don't take fall damage from this height, or any height. No fall damage, plus extra damage on the mob. Now, in this instance, obviously, a villager isn't gonna matter because villagers are weak, stupid, single-cell organisms, brain cell that is. But on other things in the game, that does matter. So in order to get that to activate, you have to jump from 3 blocks up. So I'd imagine it's a fall of 4 or more. Anything to where you'd probably take fall damage. And that's big, because as it stands, there is no cap on that damage. None. Not a single one. This zombie is wearing Prot 4 netherite armor. This is simulating a real player, for the most part, you know what I mean. And this is a mace. Yeah, it gets far worse. Like I said, there is no cap on this currently, meaning that the higher you go, the more damage you deal. Let's just do a little test here on the wither. 69 blocks. One shot. Let's just one more step further. Why not? This is a warden, and this is a 160 meter fall. And remember, you don't take fall damage if you hit this. But I do have some suggestions, as I always do, because I like to run my mouth. Remember, this is the first day that this is in the game, so there are reasons as to why it's the way it is, and I'm sure it's going to get tweaked, changed, and improved over the next few days. Weeks, not days. The thing about the mace right now is that I feel like it's lacking some things, because you do have to go out of your way to go through the trial chambers in the first place in order to get one of these, and the loot is not common. The heavy core is difficult to find. Here's me trying to get the footage from earlier. Don't worry, one of these will have it. Unreal. POV, how many tries is it gonna take to get this? God damn it, I already used this one earlier too. You're kidding me. What the hell? There's snow down here? Hey, a trim! Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Oh my, you know what? You know what? I got both armor trims. Oh my god, guys, I found this super rare vault trim. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, it spawned. All right, yeah, that's cool. My point stands. You can only do 1 trial vault per player. So there are chances that you're not going to be able to get one in a trial chamber. And as it stands, there's no real reason to use this. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. I really do like it. I think that a new weapon in the game is something we've been dying to have, but it doesn't feel that much better than something that you can enchant, permanently have, not have to worry about, and consistently does damage. The only way that you're going to get that extra damage is if you set up for a fall that could potentially backfire if you don't know how to clutch. The netherite sword, in my opinion, is just going to be better with mending, unbreaking, sharpness, looting, sweeping edge, fire aspect 2, and knockback. Plus, it looks cooler when it's enchanted. But the reason that the other two weapons are really cool is because that they have their own uses. The crossbow allows you to shoot fireworks, pretty much making an RPG, and the trident allows you to summon lightning, and it comes back to you. That's cool. I understand that they want to make things different, and they want to incentivize you going to the trial chambers, but not being able to put at least Unbreaking 3 and Mending on this feels odd. I'm not gonna lie. But that comes to my other thing. It kind of feels just like another weapon. The fall damage thing is really cool, but I think that they're gonna have to put a cap on that because one-shotting anything in the game, including the Ender Dragon, Wither, and Warden, is overpowered. Yeah. You can technically do it with the Ender Dragon too. But I suggest that it has a secondary ability. Like with the Trident, you can throw it instead of using it as a melee weapon. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to use it as a melee weapon, but you can. So there's a left click and a right click. What if there's also a right click with the mace? I feel like everyone sees this coming from a mile away. What if it's something like this? Come on, that would be so cool. And you could probably steal some inspiration from Minecraft Dungeons. I'm sure there's at least 2 or 3 hammers that do something similar. I haven't played in a long time. I don't really remember any of them. But I think that it needs more interest because it's cool. Don't get me wrong. But it's a pain in the ass to get, and it's not currently infinite. Like I said, what's the point in using it when the first 2 items in my hotbar take care of every need, ranged and close range, and they're infinite? This needs to be repaired. That's pretty much the end of my propaganda. Let's get on to the rest of the snapshot. The last thing that I expected them to add today was an armor trim. And there are 2 of them. The flow armor trim and the bolt armor trim. I'm fairly sure that both of these are in the trial chambers. Vault loot specifically. I can't say that word. Jesus. The bolt armor trim and the flow armor trim. The chest plate looks really cool. I like it. And the boots kind of have a breeze pattern on them. I like it. And obviously the leggings do too. That's kind of what they're themed after, is the breeze. Alongside that was 2 new banner patterns. Banner. Why am I saying it like that? Banner. I can't say word. Flow and Guster. They're banners. It's kind of cool. There were 3 new pottery sherds. I don't really care about those. Some technical changes. The way that flying behavior for bees and parrots works. I'm pretty sure the change is that when they fly towards you, they no longer overshoot where they're supposed to land. So if they detect they want to land on a block, they're not going to overshoot it. They're going to land directly on it. Or on my shoulder, I guess. Like I said, the breeze drops breeze rods now, which can be crafted down into wind charges. Don't worry, guys. He's fine. He's immortal now. He has wolf armor on. Yeah, I don't know. That's about it. I didn't cover the wolf changes, but I think that I want to make a deep dive video on that eventually, and maybe not even. I don't really know. Look at this little guy. He's a silly fella. But I do think that they should look into more about what the mace is going to end up being in the actual meta of the game. Yes, I just said meta like this is a competitive FPS. I know it isn't, but if the item doesn't feel comparable to the other 3 options that are available, 4 technically if you count your axe, I want it to be worth going for. Those are just my thoughts. I'm sure they're going to tweak it, change it, and improve it over the next few weeks, and I hope you enjoyed. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Also, new videos are going to be coming soon. I've been slacking off. I'm sorry. Bye!